it's time for Techie TV's News at 10 past 10. Do 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 bum 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 do 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 bum 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 bum. News at 10 past 10. Hello, we're live. It is news at 10 past 10. Please tell me that's you, T. Hope you're good if it is. Been very worried. We are live and we are talking about the news of the week. And there's been quite a lot of news this week. And yeah, it's not been as bad a week as last week was. Hi DT, hope you're good too. But it's not been brilliant. Oh, by the way, I'm here. Just in case you're wondering, you think, where's the voice? I can hear the voice, but I can't see anyone. ELO, Angela, welcome. What we do is give the first couple of minutes, let people join in, and we can then progress with the news. Don't forget, you can chat, you can share, you can subscribe, you can like, and you can tick the hearty thing, which I'm doing there. Ooh, no idea what that does. But you can do that as well if you agree or disagree with what I say. You can join in the chat. If you agree with me, brilliant. If you disagree with me, don't worry about it. Hello, I've been watching Nostafaro, the bald-headed vampire film. Never seen it, mate. Stato, your mate was in the UK Donald. Yep, we will be talking about the Donald in a bit. So happy about that. Hi Angela. Yeah, so quite a few people here. So shall we crack on with the various newses of the weekses? There's not one story that really kind of makes me think, oh, I really must talk about that more than I talk about anything else. Other than, oh, what's going on here? Sorry, I'm having a technical difficulty. We sorted it out. I think we sorted it out. Sort it out, mate. Sort it out. Yeah, you take care, Calderdale, Top Cat. See you soon. So, let's... This week's stories. There's not really one top story. I mean, it's just like a lot of stories that kind of go on. Silence. She's nipped out. She decided to go out because it's not actually raining at the minute, so she's gone out. She's not a big fan of the rain. Don't blame her if I'm being brutally honest with you. So yeah, she's popped out. She'll be back later. Anyway, we'll start with Friday the 12th of September. Police arrest the assassin of Charlie Kirk, possibly dobbed in by his father. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. Trump says he must get the death penalty. Now, if you remember, there was a, what the hell's that? Oh no, it's alright, it's not you, it's me. That's, why's that doing that? Oh, that's because I'm in the wrong thing, that's why. Sorry, I got very confused. I've got two screens on at the minute, and one of them was showing something that I've not actually seen, which was a bit bad. So yeah, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, 31, with two small children. Like I say, it doesn't really matter what you think of his views, or anyone's views for that matter. There's no excuse for him basically having his head blown off. And I'm kind of with Trump, as long as this person is the person who actually did it. That's always the problem, isn't it? And there's now a thing where people want him to be shot by firing squad live on TV, which is like, I'm not sure about that. Yeah. No, it's going a bit too far. BBC lead on Saturday with 26 arrests with far-right comments saying that the thing ended in riots, and the BBC also said that the mood was very angry, and this was the protest of, they reckon, 150,000 people in London, where looking at the pictures it looked a lot more than 150,000 people, but even if you go with that, the BBC chose to lead with 25 arrests, with 26 police injured, and it was very angry and ended in riots. And I'm like, well, all the footage I've seen from all over the place, didn't really show that. And someone even said that the footage showed might not have even been from that protest, where there was a bit of a kerfuffle going on. Another thing I've seen this week showed basically the police attacking unprovoked the protesters. So, yeah, all very odd. Meanwhile, there's questions about Keir Starmer's judgment over, if you remember last week, how soon we forget, Angela getting kicked out, and then Mandelson. Yeah, I mean, the guy, as in Starmer, hasn't got a keen clue what he's doing, and he's running our country. Suppliers to Jaguar say jobs are at risk after a cyber attack on the 1st of September. Basically, we're on the 13th of September, Saturday, when this was said, and suppliers have had to not lay off people, but stop people working because Jaguar's had to shut down all the factories where they make the vehicles, and now these companies are saying we can't afford to actually do. I don't think the death penalty is required, maybe life in jail, but no need to kill the guy no matter what his views were. Yeah, we'll wait and see. American justice is different from UK justice, we will see. But yeah, cyber attacks, I've said before, World War III will be cyber warfare. That's how I'd do it. If I was Russia, I would literally shut down all the internet worldwide, hack into energy companies, hack into transport companies, hack into banking companies, hack into the health service of various countries, and you win. Done. Not a bullet to be fired. Meanwhile, Ricky Hatton has died at the age of 46. He was at home, no suspicious circumstances. They've not said anything, but it does sound like an absolute tragedy has occurred. He did often talk about his mental health issues, particularly after he retired from boxing. Was twice a world champion in 2 different weights. Never watched a boxing match in my life. Watching 2 men knock 7 bells and poo out of each other isn't my idea of fun. But when he was interviewed and when you saw him on other TV shows, he always seemed a nice guy, and people have got nothing but praise for him. So it does seem like a complete tragedy that he's passed away at the very young age of 46. Meanwhile, the family of Virginia McFrey say the Mandelson scandal Mandelson should have never got the job in the USA, which is true. He should never have got the job as the US ambassador in Washington, because, well, what did Starmer know? What did Starmer know? Monday the 15th. PM days are numbered? Question. He wouldn't have given job to Mandelson if he knew then what he knows now about the relationship to Epstein. Meanwhile, the Tories are in deep poo-poo as well. They lose Danny Cougar to Reform, and he says it's all over as a national party. The Conservatives are all over as a national party. So both Labour and the Tories, yeah, they're falling apart left, right and centre. The problem we've also got is that UK, Reform UK, they're not doing very well either. Things are going wrong for them. So it's all not great at the minute in politics. Ricky, I'm very sad. Real man of the people. Yeah, don't worry. I thought I'd turn the adverts off. Hang on. See what's going on with the adverts. Oh, the adverts are on. Why are they on? I thought I'd turn them off. Let's turn the adverts off. Oh, wrong one. On. Off. We said don't do the adverts on this broadcast. There you go. We're off. 30,000 went to watch him in Las Vegas. Yeah, absolutely. It was more like he was boxing in the Etihad Stadium, Man City's stadium, rather than boxing in Las Vegas, because, well, like you say, he was a man of the people, and the people will follow him wherever he goes, and rightly so. Trying to figure out that's not wicked. I remembered it's too big. There we go. So doing so many different things. It's so Reform are going to turn into Reform Conservative Party to keep taking defectors. Yeah, and that's not going to do them any good. Yeah, there's an election in Wigan, a council election after the sad passing of one of the Labour councillors, and people are thinking Reform's going to get in, but then it turns out the guy who's a Reform candidate, it's been reported, I've not seen any proof, that he actually runs 3 HMOs, House of Multiple Occupancies, that may or may not have migrants in them. And he's Reform. I mean, we are screwed, aren't we? I mean, that would mean we've got the Tories in the middle. We've got Tory Light, which is Labour, and then we've got Tory Extra, which would be Reform UK. Either way, just do me nothing. 14 years in jail for the baby and the bag murder, which is not enough. It was the couple whose car burst into flames on a motorway in the northwest. I think it was the M61. Or it could be the M62. Anyway, they disappeared with the baby. They're on the run for a while, and tragically, the baby was found in a plastic bag in an allotment shed. It had passed away, and these two are now being given 14 years in jail plus 2 extra years on licence for the father of the baby. 8 men are charged with violence. The BBC say now are largely peaceful, and only 24 arrested. A bit of a climb down from the BBC when they were all sensationalising the day before, if you remember, or 2 days before. 26 arrests with far-right comments which were ended in riots, and mood was very angry. But by Monday they were saying 8 men charged with violence. BBC now largely say peaceful and only 24 arrests. Yeah, I think we still need to defund the BBC. Tuesday the 16th, Trump is back in the UK, unprecedented second state visit. Microsoft announced £1 billion of investment along with 2 other, including Nvidia and someone else, billions of dollars even, investment in the UK. We'll see how much of that trickles through to us lot. Not expecting a lot. Israel launches one of the largest attacks in 2 years on Gaza. The UN General Secretary saying it's morally reprehensible. The UN Commission report says Israel has committed genocide. Now, we were talking about this last week, if you remember, Angela. Israel says that anti-Semitic... Israel is saying that this is anti-Semitic, and it's from people from Hamas telling the UN what to say. I mean, they just throw anti-Semitic at everything, don't they? It's just unbelievable. Now, I said it wasn't genocide because they're not killing everyone, but they are. I said it's more of ethnic cleansing, which is where they kill enough people to terrify the people who survive to move away from where they are so that they can grab the land there, which is basically what this is. But I'm probably anti-Semitic. I mean, I don't dislike any religion particularly. I don't follow any religion, as I've said many times before. I am completely a devout atheist when it comes to any religion whatsoever, but people want to believe it, that's fine. I draw the line, though, where religion is used in order to terrorise people. And at the moment, particularly Benjamin Netanyahu and his cronies, those individuals are the ones who are the war criminals, and those are the ones who are using food, energy, terror threats and mass murder in order to get their own way. And I still say that the October the 7th was horrendous, shouldn't have happened, particularly when you realise that as far as I've read, the actual festival that was on should have finished on October the 6th, and it was moved 10 miles nearer the border to Gaza at last minute before it started. So was that poking the wasp nest, waiting for a reaction for another day, and then doing all this? Is it all part of a master plan? No proof of this whatsoever. It's just what comes into my head every now and then. The alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk is in court via video link. Looks like the courts are after going for the death penalty for him. And, as mentioned by Stato, on Tuesday the 16th, it was announced that Robert Redford has passed away at the age of 89. Robert Redford being a very famous actor, particularly of the 60s, 70s and 80s, where he was the handsome blonde chap in movies like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Though I never remember which one he was. He was one of them or the other one. He was either one of them or the other one. Anyway, sadly passed away at the age of 89. Wednesday the 17th, the King and Donald Trump give speeches at a state banquet. And they sat Kate next to Donald Trump. I mean, do the royal family not like Kate? Why would you sit a beautiful young lady next to Donald Trump? I don't know. BBC News at 10 show London protests at the Trump visit, which I was not surprised about because obviously Trump's right wing, so they'll show that protest. Very peaceful apparently. Inflation remains at 3.8%. Supermarkets are passing on the rises in wages and the national insurance contributions. Who saw that coming? So the government put up the wages. Then they put up national insurance contribution. Then they double the business rates. But they don't expect inflation to go up in order to cover the costs for all these. This is what we're dealing with. I think Kate is the best of them these days. You're absolutely right, DT. 100%. Main subject in the Middle East... the Maddie. Main subject in the Maddie case is released on licence with a tag. Denies involvement in the murder of Madeleine McCann. Remember the 3-year-old who disappeared, 13, 14 years ago, whilst on holiday in Portugal. Is it Portugal? I think it was Portugal. Spain, Portugal. Same difference in it, unless you're Portuguese or Spanish, in which case it's not the same difference. And then you got Thursday the 18th, which is today. First migrant is finally deported in one out. So literally one's gone. It took them 3 attempts. Monday, there was a last minute Courts of Human Rights, whatever it is, saying that you couldn't deport that one. Tuesday, another one, couldn't deport them. But today, they finally deported one. And there could be another one tomorrow. Meanwhile, Donald Trump warned Keir Starmer in a meeting that they had, and then a press conference, that, quote, uncontrolled migration destroys countries from within. Who knew? Who knew? 12 United States presidents have made presidential visits to the United Kingdom. The first visit by an incumbent president to the United Kingdom was made in December 1918 by Woodrow Wilson. Oh, I remember him well. Never heard of it. Meanwhile, interest rates remain at 4%, and the Bank of England say the UK economy is not out of the woods yet. No shit, Sherlock. It's a good job we got the Bank of England to tell us that we are up the creek without the paddle, because otherwise what would we do? And Trump then flies back to the United States of America, where there are 0 illegal migrants now. He did also tell Starmer to get the troops involved with the borders. Yeah, don't forget, if you want to join in the chat, you can do. That's what it's all about. We've got a couple of people chatting at the minute. Stato, Angela, DT. Feel free. You don't have to agree with me. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. You can say, well, I don't agree with you there. I think Donald Trump's wrong. I think we should let everyone into the country and all that kind of thing. That's fine if that's your opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, even if it is completely wrong, which obviously it would be if you said that. But only because that doesn't agree with my opinion. That's how things work, innit? Well, I don't know. He's never heard of you. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Woodrow Wilson, who was visited the UK over 100 years ago as the incumbent president of the United States, has never heard of me. I mean, I'm old, but I wasn't born at that point, so yeah, I'll go with that. Oh, God. If anyone's seen my embarrassing photograph as well of me when I was... what was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was doing the opening the shop in... It's the anniversary this week of my shop opening, and I've got a pretty embarrassing picture, which I might as well hang on, let's pick it up. I wasn't going to do this, but yeah, dum-de-dum-de-dum, yeah, it'll do there, that's fine. We'll go back onto that, we'll go on that, we'll go to that, we'll go to that, we'll go out of that, and then we'll go into that, and then we'll go there, and then we'll go like that. So there's an embarrassing picture of me in 2008 when I first opened my shop in Pemberton, and it's the 17th anniversary this week, and I thought it'd be nice to wear some of my old shirts, so I wore an old one today, and then I found a couple of really old ones, so I washed them, and all the labels have come off, all this stuff, because they're old. So my washing machine's probably knackered now, and my dryer's probably knackering up. So yeah, that wasn't the best plan I've ever had. But yes, oh, you can't see it, can you? 16 years since, 17 years, sorry, since I opened my shop. And that is a still from the video that I put on my shop feed for the for the opening of the shop. It's a, I don't know why I put a, the weird thing is I've actually got more hair than I had then. It's just longer. I liked it short back then, but then I realised I look like Phil Mitchell with about 15 million chins. So I let it grow out a while later. That's where we're at now with the much longer hair. Anyway, I can't see what you're writing. I did see that picture. Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's an embarrassing picture, but I you know, I take the mickey out of people, so I'll take the mickey out of myself. You know, it's what it's about, isn't it? You can't take it, don't give it. Sounded better in my head. Anyway, shall we crack on with the funny stuff? Because it's been about a month. This month has been full of just like that. But anyway, not to worry, because we're at the silly stage now. This is a bit where we look at the silly news and we have a laugh. We got memes, we've got comments and stuff. Convict's haircut. Oi, Stato. So we got a picture here of Nicolas Cage caged in a Nicolas Cage cage, which is... So Nicolas Cage is caged in a Nicolas Cage cage. Okay, keep up. Robert Redford was a Sundance Kid. Thank you, Stato. Someone pointed out that the Lidl logo is a dog playing a piano, and now I can't unsee it. And I must admit, neither can I. Don't know what I'm on about. We'll make it bigger for you. They were misses. And it's a dog playing a piano. Once you've seen it, you can never unsee it. A bit like, as I mentioned many times before, the arrow in the FedEx logo. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And I'm pretty sure, I always thought that the Netto, if you remember Netto, it was a hand holding a basket. But I always thought it was a dog holding a basket. And once I realised I thought it was a dog holding a basket, that's all I could see was a dog holding a basket. Oh, I don't think we've got any Australian news. I don't think Australia's had any news this week. My mother-in-law fell down a wishing well. I was amazed. I never knew they worked. And that's a mother-in-law joke from the late, great Les Dawson. Did lots of mother-in-law jokes. They were generally very funny. I couldn't settle in Italy. It was like living in a foreign country, said Ian Rush. I mean, Surely, in some places, living in England is like living in a foreign country. That makes more sense. Marie Curie kept vials of radium in her pockets and next to her bed because she liked the glow. Now, almost 90 years after her death, the body of Marie Curie is still radioactive. Yet from the very first years during which the scientists and their contemporaries were pioneering the study of radioactivity till the mid-1940s, little was concretely understood about both short and long-term health effects from radiation. Well, they never invented it before, had they? 37-year-old this week, the Pet Shop Boys single Domino Dancing. And what a tune. All day, domino dancing. I don't know why, I don't know how. I thought I loved you, but not sure now. Tune and a half. The video was amazing. You had two young lads, often shirtless to be fair, but well, all that against them, chasing this femme fatale, this young lady, in a very sexy black dress, and they were basically fighting over her and all that kind of thing, and it was great. And what I thought would be brilliant would be to have the three main people from that video in a new video recreating all the stuff they did then. So those lads were probably 18, 19 at the time, so 37 years later they're going to be 40, they're going to be, you know, mid-40s now, so probably bald and fat. So get both of them doing exactly what they did back then, chasing this young girl who's no longer a young girl. She's also middle-aged as well, and I thought it'd be hilarious, because I like things that are hilarious, because otherwise they're not hilarious. But yeah, fantastic tune though, massive Pet Shop Boys fan, to this day, often play him in the shop as well. Sad news, the former BBC weather presenter dies aged 56. I remember him as the weather guy, not one of the more famous ones. They've not even put his name on there either. But I mean, 56, that's no age, is it, these days? Radium does not last indefinitely. Its most common isotope, radium-226, has half a life approximately of 1,600 years. Meaning its radioactivity reduces by half over that time. Oh my god, okay. Do you remember them watches we used to wear that had the glowing, you know, the radiation on the dials? You know. The radium eventually decays into radon gas and then stabilises as lead. Thank you, Stato. Yeah, poor man indeed. Very sad. 56, definitely no age. The oldest computer was owned by Adam and Eve. It was an Apple with very limited memory. Just one byte and everything crashed. Philomena Kunk. Set your reminders. If you don't know, if you never watched Kunk on anything, it's been repeated or been shown on one of the BBC channels. Don't know which one it is, but it's come up on my automatic record thing. So I'll be recording it and watching it, but they are hilarious. So if you want to laugh, but still learn something about history, I think it's Kunk on Earth that's coming back, and give it a watch because it is superb. And the policeman name of the year goes to PC Rob Banks. ITV News, so it's got to be real. Looks about 12 to be fair, but anyway, PC Rob Banks, fantastic. We've had some really brilliant fireman names as well, but PC Rob Banks, and also the BBC have got Phil McCann, and he was reporting when people were, there's a petrol shortage, and he was called Phil McCann, stood outside of petrol stations. Don't park your car here, double yellow lines. I mean, come on. Is that just me? Or is that just a waste of paint? It's like, what the hell are you doing? It's got to be done though. More double yellow lines? Well, no, double yellow lines are so old hats. What about quadruple or triple yellow lines as well? That means you really definitely mustn't park here. But people probably do anyway. If you ever feel useless, remember that this piece of glass exists. So there's a men's toilet there, urinal, and there's a clear piece of glass between the two urinals, which you can see perfectly clear through into the other urinal. So what's the point of the glass? The only thing I can think of is it might have been put there when COVID was going, but either way, it is quite amusing. John O'Connell said, "This is why I always get medical guidance from Loose Women Show. And the question is, could breathing help you live longer?" I'm going to have to go back onto ITVX and watch that back because I need to know the answer to that. NASA discovered water on this comet that is the same water that is the same as water on Earth. Researchers have found that water on comet 67P Churyumov-Gerasimenko has a similar molecular signature to the water in Earth's oceans. This finding opens up the case that the Jupiter family comets, like 67P, could have helped deliver water to Earth. Surely water is water wherever it is in the entire planet. Stops the splashback from your neighbour. And DT, yeah, breathing always helps. That's brilliant. Hi VBRL either as well, by the way. You snuck in then, I didn't notice. Hope you're good. Meanwhile, no, not that one. But yeah, water's water in it, like carbon's carbon, diamonds are diamonds. So surely if there's water somewhere else, if the molecules H2O have linked together, it's going to be water. It's got the same signature as water on Earth. What the hell does that even mean? A man was fined for pretending to be a ghost and shouting woo at people in a local cemetery. It's not even Halloween yet, but that's hilarious. It looks like a Welsh church, that, because it's made of flint. I didn't notice that when I did the thing because it was a small picture on my phone. But it's definitely a Welsh one. So there you go. A bit of archaeological stuff. And meanwhile, everyone's favourite chef, Jamie Oliver. Okay, no one's favourite chef because he got rid of turkey Twizzlers. Jamie Oliver, please do not open this door, it says. And then someone's questioned, I wonder what he did. Apparently every glass of water you drink has passed through a dinosaur. It wouldn't surprise me, because didn't we say last week that dinosaurs were around that long that there were fossils of dinosaurs whilst the dinosaurs were still roaming the planet. They've been around for that many million years. So there is a possibility that every molecule that we are, every molecule that this table is, every molecule in your phone, and every H2O in your drink, whatever it is, including us, to be fair, because we are 80% water, has been through something before. He's an idiot, and that's me being nice. BBC Three are showing Doctor Who again, starting next Saturday with Matt Smith's first story at 7:10. I thought I would mention it since you're plugging BBC shows. Yeah, no, I slag off BBC News, but then I'm plugging Philomena Kunk, and I'm going with Doctor Who as well. Why not? Channel 4, Jamie Oliver. Meanwhile, the BBC have revealed who they had counting the 100,000 crown at today's Unite the Kingdom March. I'll let you figure out who it is. Oh, yeah, we can have 40,000 new police officers for £15,000 a year. Yeah, it's Diane Abbott. What a woman. One of my favourite human beings, particularly when he did Crystal Maze, but he also did Rocky Horror Picture Show as well, Richard O'Sullivan. The very first episode of Crystal Maze aired on this day, or this week, 35 years ago. 35 years ago, the first ever Crystal Maze, and I still reference it now when I'm getting stuff out of my cabinets where all my games are. You have to kind of stretch in and get your arm around to get the things out, and I'm like, I'm practicing for when I go on the Crystal Maze, because that's the kind of thing that they do. And I've always said this, and people have looked at me like I'm an idiot, and that is, Star Wars. I only ever watched the first Star Wars movie, which was just called Star Wars because it was the first Star Wars movie. And the first Star Wars movie was called Star Wars because there was no other movie. And that was the first one I watched. Didn't like it. Never watched another one since. But I remember Jabba the Hutt being a man. And everyone was like, no, it's been that slug thing. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. Not in the cinema it wasn't. It was later on, but it's not in the cinema ones. So here is a picture of 1977. And you have got a big fat bloke there with Han Solo. And he is Jabba the Hutt. By 1997, he'd been replaced with CGI to be the slug thing, and 2004 remake, he'd been made into a bigger, more detailed slug thing. And I've seen the clips of this, because this is stills, to be fair. It shows the clips. And when Han Solo walks behind him as a human, he just walks behind him. But when he walks in behind him as the slug thing, he actually goes up because he has to go over the tail. So they've CGI'd him going over the tail as well. TV presenter Pete Murray turned 100 this week. Who? Who's Pete Murray? Dinosaurs lived for about 165 million years from the late Triassic period, around 230 to 245 million years ago, until their near complete extinction at the end of the Cretaceous period. Thank you. We probably know him to look at him. Someone who's nowhere near 100 years old, in fact he's just turned 15, is Owen Cooper, who has won an Emmy Award in America for his portrayal in the Netflix drama, which he'd never acted before professionally. He was in a drama club thing and drama school and all that, but he never acted before professionally. And they shot, apparently, all the episodes, I think it was 6 episodes, or 3 episodes, but they shot them all in one go. So literally, one camera, or 2 cameras, follow him around, all over the place, and there's no pauses, there's no nothing, and apparently he did really well. I've not watched it because I don't have Netflix. If I did have Netflix, I probably would have watched it anyway, but that's the iconic image of it, of him looking a smug little MF, because allegedly in the programme he stabbed someone. Of course people are saying, oh, it's racist because he's white, and blah blah blah, but it doesn't really matter. Apparently it's a really good drama if you have seen it. The thing I worry about is that he's come from nowhere and he's become world famous on a Netflix show, and I just hope he's got people around him to keep him level, to keep him on the ground, to keep him not being big-headed, because how many stars have we seen, young kids like this, who are talented, but end up, by the time they're 19, 20, injecting themselves with God knows what, alcoholics, tattooed to hell, and on a destructive streak. So either he carries on with this career and does really, really well, or he just disappears, and the money that he earned, which is only £40,000 apparently, that's all he earned from it, will be spent wisely for his future. But, you know, you could rhyme off, oh God, tens if not hundreds of people who found fame young and then died young as well, and that's what worries me. I've never seen a Star Wars film, although it has my favourite actor Harrison Ford in it. Harrison Ford didn't win an Emmy for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy called Shrinking. But yeah, I just worry. I mean, that image there, hopefully, is him acting and looking all smug and big-headed, because he's, I assume in this bit, he's been interviewed by someone questioning him about the stabbing, and he's like, you know, it wasn't me, I didn't do anything, kind of thing. You know, looking smug, so that's good acting. But if that's what he's really like, if that's not really acting, then I fear for the young lad's future. But hopefully, it will be perfectly fine. There's a lake in Finland that looks like Finland. What? And there is a lake in Finland that looks like Finland, apparently. So someone's called it Finn Lake, because it's not Finland. It's Finn Lake. Technically it should be Finn Water, but we'll go with Finland. there's a cartoon here, and it says "damn autocorrect," and there's a man who's tied to a post, blindfold, obviously a firing squad, but he's covered in ink, and there's a squid in front of him, so it's a firing squid. So the dictators are saying "damn autocorrect." What are you hoeing at? Oh, the Finn Lake. There's a lake in Finland that looks like Finland. I imagine it's been man-made, to be fair, because that's just too perfect. Well, I said it should be called Finn Water because Finland, solid land, Finland. Someone's called it Finn Lake because it's a lake, but I'm like, no, it's water because you don't call land, so you call it Finn Water, as in Finland, Finn Water, because it's water, the shape of Finn. That doesn't matter. Roxella Zal remains the youngest acting winner overall. She was 14 when she won an Emmy in 1984 for something about Amelia. And where is she now? That's the question. Right, we're going to be talking about willies. It's not unusual, but if you're offended by willies, look away now. But all these are genius and somewhat linked together. Condoms. You've got plain, you've got dotted, you've got ribbed, and then you've got unknown pleasures, which is basically a condom which has got the cover of the Joy Division album Unknown Pleasures on it, which I thought was, again, absolutely genius. This is a scary fact. A bite from the Brazilian wandering spider can cause an erection lasting up to 4 hours. The Brazilian wandering spider's venom contains a toxin whose unusual erection-inducing qualities have attracted the pharmaceutical industry's attention. In 2007, researchers found that the bites of the Brazilian wandering spider can cause long and painful erections in human males. What human females get them as well? What human males get erections, along with other symptoms. But the effect happens because the spider's venom raises nitric oxide levels, a chemical that increases blood flow. So yeah, nature's got an answer for everything, probably. Which brings us to this table. Only in a thrift store. Who designed this table and why does it go so hard? Well, I can answer that question because it was bit by a Brazilian jumping spider. The poor bloke, if he's all alone. What? Are they only in Brazil asking for a friend? Well, no, they must be in Africa as well, because that line's obviously been bit. Meanwhile, we're finished now with the willies. Bowie roundabout. Turn to the left. Turn to the right. Ooh, fashion. Da ma 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 ba 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 fashion. Again, it's obviously mocked up, but very, very well thought out. And this is true as well. I remember the Formula One. We have to mention it at least once in a week, and a horrendous crash from Fernando Alonso, where he was at 200 odd mile an hour. His car, it was Australia. His car flipped over numerous times, and there's a picture of it completely upside down, level, going past the camera. And it's about 4 foot off the ground. It then hits a wall, and all bits fly off everywhere. And then you got Ronaldo. Someone's gone like that to him. Survived 250 mile an hour crash. Shirt gets pulled. Sorry, made me laugh. Frankie goes to Washington. Yeah, they were meant to go to Hollywood, but that's Frankie Goes to Hollywood in Washington. I'm sure I've shown that one before. Anyway. The Brazilian jumping spider should get itself an account on OnlyFans. Oh! Very good, VBRL. Your brain thinks these polar bears are different colours. However, this is true because they are different colours. This is because an effect in your brain called seeing. Now I went to pick up my car on Saturday. It had been for an MOT. and I couldn't pick it up in time when the MOT was done the day before, so I had to pick it up in the morning, and it was quite warm, so I wore one of my shirts, like like American football shirts, got the holes in them, because I thought I've got to walk there, I don't want to get sweaty before I go to work, so I'm wearing this shirt with all these little holes in it, not like the shirts I wear on here for a laugh. I mean, it's a proper t-shirt, but it's like the American football shirts, and it worked, the air was floating around, and I felt alright. Picked up the car, drove it to the car park, walked into the shopping centre with the shirt on, and the one of the security guards looked at me and he went, "What was that, one of them weird shirts?" And I went, "What do you mean weird shirts?" He says, "Where it's kind of got shapes on it, because it's all like multicoloured, it's like blue and black and yellow and green all merged together, all splurgy." And he went, where you can see like a zombie's head on one side, or if you're left-brained, or if you're right-brained, you can see a horse or something like that." And I'm like, "No, I don't think so." And he says, "Well, I'm middle-brained. All I can see is a couple of tits." Which point I realised it was, embarrassing. But anyway, I'm over it now. The Sydney funnel web spider is generally considered the most venomous spider in the world. Yeah, one reason why you wouldn't go to Australia, because they live in toilets, don't they, as well? Mr. Owl ate my metal worm, spelled backwards, is still Mr. Owl ate my metal worm. Now, let's be honest with you, it doesn't really make any sense, but it is interesting that it is the same backwards and forwards. A bit like Otto is the same backwards and forwards. That's a really bad example. God is the same as dog backwards and forwards. That doesn't work either, does it? But yeah, it's one of them things where it's forwards, it says, and then no, it's not. No, it's not the same. Because if it was Mr. Owl ate metal worm, that would work. That might have been the security with the mohawk. But that doesn't work. My metal... Mr. Owl ate... Oh, it is my M-Y, so metal and Y, and then my metal worm. So it is, yeah, apologies. It is the same. I forgot the... I thought my was in the middle, but it's not. It's off middle. So the M of metal is the M of the my when you spell it the other way around. So it's the same. So if you start at the bottom one, so Mr. MR starting from the other side, Mr. MR, and then owl, OWL, and then 8, ATE, and then my, MY, metal, MATAL, and then worm, WORM. Palindrome, that's what I was looking for. Like countdown at 11 PM. Yeah, out of 10 cats does countdown. DT, would you say you know said mohawk very well? Very, very, very well. Grand Theft Auto 5 released 12 years ago this week, and I've still got stuff up in my shop from Grand Theft Auto 5's release, including the 3 main characters on big posters and a sexy lady as well. She's a very sexy lady. No, you don't. Okay then, fair enough. This is funny as well. It's news. I mentioned it already. Trump tells Starmer it's time to call in the military to end the Channel Island migrant. Look at Starmer's face. I can't do it because they're all my friends. Giant 50-foot photo of Trump and Epstein unfurled before the president's visit. It was huge. A massive photo of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein has been unveiled at the lawn outside Windsor Castle, where the US president will stay during his state visit to the UK. And it was a massive... How did they get a piece of material that big? I know they have them at football stadiums and things like that, but I mean, my the hell, that must cost a fortune. But it was a bloody good picture. Just the ones I can remember from the Grand Arcade. Okay, fair enough. Primark bosses high street warning to Starmer as anchor stores under threat. British Retail Consortium warned on Friday that 400 large format stores are at risk if they were included in the government's new business rates surtax. So basically what they're saying is, if you tax the big shops, business rates again, it's always business rates, then we will shut the shops. 10 most popular car nicknames of 2025 in the UK. There's a picture there of Herbie, which was obviously the Volkswagen, Disney Volkswagen from the 1960s, 70s and noughties or 80s or something, when they did the remake with that woman who looks like the woman, the sexy lady off GTA, but isn't the sexy lady off GTA for legal reasons. And it reminded me that my first car had a nickname. Its registration was HAG62T. Now apparently everyone remembers their first car's registration. I've had other cars since, don't remember any of the registrations, but I remember that one. And one of my favourite films of all time is Airplane, and the dizzy lady in it, the flight attendant, stewardess as it was back then, in the film, was played by a lady called, I think, Jane Haggerty. So my car was called Haggerty, HAG62T, Haggerty, see? Primark first opened a store in Great Britain in Derby 1974, the company began in Dublin, Ireland 69, and expanded to UK a few years later. Yeah, 5 years later by the sounds of that. Thank you, Stato. Very good. Next up, this is creepy. Angela, look away now. You don't like insects and creepy crawly things, so close your eyes for a minute. Alien creature that feeds off light found after meteorite crashes into house. Millions of people are terrified after a freakish looking alien with dark tentacles and foul smell invaded our planet. The weird creature is now living in a home in the the home of a Panamanian man, and it's like a well, it just looks like a horrible scab, to be fair, but yeah. Now you can open your eyes again. The Roman baths discovered under a village pond, but it's actually a pool from 1970s. Workmen thought they found an ancient Roman's bath in Rogerstone, South Wales, near where the ancient fortress of Clarion was, but Newport Council branded the claims as silly. It's a 1970s swimming pool. Talking of baths, the Wigan Roman baths are moving about 10-15 metres for the development of the new stack in the former, well, half of the former Debenhams store. So yeah, that's good. China intercepts meteor or UFO as fireball blasts through the sky before exploding. A flaming object was seen tearing through the night above China's Shandong province, but appears to explode midway through its flight. Will we ever know what it is? No. Do we care? No. Calls for Charlie Kirk murder suspects live execution with firing squad. This is what I was on about before. A US congressman has called for the person behind the assassination of Donald Trump's confidant Charlie Kirk to be publicly executed by firing squad to make an example of him. That is the one I'm thinking of, Stato. 2005 film Herbie Fully Loaded. Lindsay Lohan is a woman I was thinking of. And it is the remake This is the remake. We're going to Star Wars again, aren't we? This is the remake you were thinking of. And indeed it is, Stato. Thank you. World's oldest mummies were smoke dried like barbecue brisket in historic discovery. The world's oldest mummies have been discovered in burial sites in southern China and Southeast Asia. Boffins have claimed in a newly published and potentially groundbreaking study that they were dried by using heat. So basically, yeah, they were barbecued and then the bodies buried. Very weird. Chef Heston Blumenthal launches new skinny menu for customers using fat jabs. Celebrity chef Houston Blumenthal has said he wanted to create a menu for people who can't eat as much as because they're on the weight loss medication. So basically cashing in on other people's suffering. And also he was on the MasterChef thing as I was channeling through the things. The Roman name associated with the area of Wigan is Cocium, while it's generally accepted that Wigan is the location of this Roman settlement. Yeah, they did find Roman ruins there, and yeah, mainly they probably come here for the coal, because we've got a lot of old pits, haven't we, that I'm finding on my my history videos that I'm doing at the minute. Roman Kemp, the son of Martin Kemp, who's the brother of Gary Kemp, who's the brains behind Spanner Ballet. Roman is a DJ on breakfast radio. Don't know which station because I don't listen to him. And he's also a regular on Celebrity Gogglebox, and he does the adverts for Vodafone. Anyway, he reckons pigeons are actually government spies and aren't real birds. The radio presenter and son of pop icon Martin Kemp has raised eyebrows with his unusual theory that pigeons are actually 24-hour surveillance rather than real birds, but they're not around 24 hours, are they? So that's insane. That guy's a loon. Now, you could be anywhere in the last two screens there. You could be with Heston Blumenthal, or you could be talking about Roman Kemp. Have you ever heard of Crank Caverns? I've heard of Crank Caverns. I've not been because I'm not a fool. Utah was the first state to resume executions after the 1972-76 national moratorium on capital punishment ended with Gregg versus Georgia when Gary Gilmore was executed by firing squad in 1970-10. What drugs is he on? Are we still talking about Eston or are we talking about Roman? I think he's just a stupid person. AI will cause financial crash within 3 years and leave us drug zombies, says an expert. Financial experts say money crash is coming that will be worse than the Great Depression of 2008. It's all because AI being the big shadow behind us all. Both of them. I'll go with that. A major high street giant with over 200 shops to shut 35 branches, see full list. And it's not body care, it's River Island. River Island's been closing stores as part of a restructuring plan approved by the High Court, with one branch set to shut in just a few days and 34 to follow. There are so many high street stores on the brink of collapse. Baba Vanga's list of predictions for 2026. Alien contact and AI takeover. The blind prophetess, world renowned for her accurate predictions, including the death of Princess Diana and the outbreak of COVID, has warned of the dangers of 2026 could bring. We're at the end of it, but still time yet. She's a living Nostradamus, although she's been dead for quite a long while now. Prime suspect in Madeleine McCann case celebrates freedom with the McDonald's. Christian Bruckner was driven out of German prison after being released from a 7-year sentence for rape committed 2 years before the Madeleine McCann vanished in 2007. So, God, that's nearly 20 years ago. Jesus. The Great Depression occurring in 1930 is well considered the worst depression in history. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Worldwide economic collapse characterised by mass unemployment. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, the crash in 2008, remember, that was 17 years ago. The weird thing was that I signed the lease for my shop if you see the video, there's a link on my social media for the shop. I signed the lease for my shop, my first ever shop, when we were in a credit crunch, which the day after, literally the day after I signed it, was a recession, and it was the Great Depression. Yet here we are, 17 years later, and I am still around with my shop, which is, well, pretty good. Anyway, it's time for our breaking news. This is the news that's been breaking whilst I've been talking about the news. The Bank of England raises alarm over a new tax raid. UK supermarkets issue urgent recall for sausages that could cause health risk. Recounts tearful ex-girlfriend Claire Sweeney breaks silence on Star's tragic death. Coronation Street reveals a dark threat to Ken Barlow as new villain strikes again. Now, Ken Barlow is meant to be leaving because he's about 174. Katie Price displays a taut complexion as she arrives at the latest show with Kerry Katona. Yeah, she basically looks like that mummy we were looking at a minute ago. London Council launches festival against far-right fear and hate following Elon Musk's comments about the East End. Esther McVeigh makes 4-word prediction about Keir Starmer's future. Sorry. Keir Starmer in crisis as Labour drops to 16% in devastating new poll. M25 traffic, huge vehicle fire causes havoc on the motorway as driver, 6 hours ago, it'd be cleared by now. Nurse 26 who fell ill after her wedding ceremony dies just 2 days after getting married. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's what that was. Footage shows orca sinking boat as scientists warn attacks are spreading. Man and children burned alive inside a Tesla. The problem with Teslas is when the batteries go, the doors lock and you can't get out of them. The windows are shatterproof. So, yeah. CCTV captures moment scooter riding pensioner steals £250 worth of steaks from a supermarket. Max George appears in hospital, snaps as fans sends love after 2 heart operations. Pop star, don't know who from. Just 19 new build homes sold in Sadiq Khan's London in May. Phil Collins gives heartbreaking update on damage drumming did to his body. Trump visit President departs Britain after telling Starmer to get the military in. Yesterday, Ben and Jerry's co-founder heartbroken as he quit, saying he's been silenced. Censoring you in real time, suspension of Jimmy Kimmel show sparked shock and fears for free speech. It is ironic, isn't it, that Trump has mocked Kimmel for being axed when mocking Starmer for the lack of free speech that we have in this country. 3 police officers killed in Pennsylvania shooting. American Airlines passenger duct taped to seat after mid-flight meltdown. Why has an aeroplane got duct tape on it in the cabin area? Obama, Trump is manufacturing America's worst ever political crisis. What is in the new UK-US tech deal, and what will it mean for the British economy? Probably very little, to be fair. And that was the breaking news. That was breaking the news. William Roach is 93 years old. Hang on. The first River Island store opened in Exeter, UK in 1988. It was a menswear store. Yeah, it was a name change as well, wasn't it? It was part of, was it Charlie Girl and something else? They kind of bought them and then they merged into one company. 2 words is more than enough for Starmer. Yeah, the second one is off. William Roach is 93, his longest member of the soap. His longest member of any soap ever. Because the soap's been going for, is it 70 odd years now? And he was in the first episode, and he's been in, well, I think he's been on screen multiple times every year since, because obviously they have holidays and things like that, so he's not been every episode, but yeah. Trump can go Trump off. Well, Trump has trumped off, you'll be pleased to hear. Trump is trumping no more. Well, he is trumping. Duct tape semen airplane is actually speed tape, high strength aluminium based tape used for temporary FAA reproof frares on non-critical areas, not structural fixtures. Yeah, you've seen that on when they have what's it called? The things on the wings, and something's come off, and they just kind of flap it down, just hold it down. Not obviously while the plane's in flight, and to put the windows back in of the cabin, you know. Okay, maybe not that. I don't know. Anyway, that is it. We've had quite a lot of views actually. We've had 64. Chat rate slowed down a bit, but that's fine. We've got 11 concurrent viewers, 8 likes. We've got 12 concurrent viewers. T, if you're watching, please let me know you're okay, even if it's just sending me a full stop. That's all I need. Yeah, let me know you are fine. Top fans, and we have got Scottish Girl number 1, 150. Stato number 2, 125. DT number 3 with 100. VBR number 4 with 75. Top Cats VBR, that looks like a twisty, the twist in the tail with that guy. Top Cats got 50 XP for his very early interaction with us. So those are the top fans. You ask me this every week, will I be doing any more Lego building kits anytime soon? I keep saying yeah, I've got some to do, they're up there, just not got around to it, sorry. Longest running soap opera in the world is British series Coronation Street, recognised by the Guinness World Records in 2010 for holding the title. First airing on December the 9th, 1960, so thank God for that. There's something in the world that's older than me. Probably. Anyway, big shout out to everyone who's joined in the chat. I think I've already mentioned you anyway. So DT, Angela O'Kane, Calderdale, Top Cat and Statol. We didn't have Rollo, VBRL as well, sorry. And I think that is it. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are. Because it's been a bit of fun tonight, considering, thankfully, it's not been as, I mean the news is terrible all the time anyway, but it's not been as bad as it has been recently. So yeah, all good-ish. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back again next week for news at 10:10. Until then, I'll be seeing you. Bye. T, let me know you're alright.